there. Jacob S. is in the audience. Fluffy 10 millimeter Jeep guy is out there. And Weston Probst is in the audience. Tread is out there. Justin Grimm is in the audience. Chessboard is out there. Pat in a bunker out there and in here. And let's see. Don't remember if I said hi to Blitz or not. Blitz is out there. Defense Dad is once again seeing gun people. Artak and Daughters is out there. Rich White out there and in here. Dale Pogue is out there in the audience, as is Hillbilly Up out there and in here. So we have 18 people all told out there in the audience. So let's not waste any time because I know everybody is chomping at the bit to see my esteemed panel. So here they are, ladies and gentlemen. We got 6 people plus myself in here. So let's go around the room. First of all, my co-host with the co-most coming to us from the state of North Carolina. He is the sunshine that brightens our day, the oracle of knowledge, the voice of reason, and the man of orange himself, Obnoxious One.
Yo.
Yo. Welcome aboard, sir. Happy New Year. All that stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, next is my neighbor to the south. He, of course, is the pride of Chelsea, Oklahoma. Also, the self-proclaimed best-looking gun tuber on the internets. Let's welcome aboard the gun snob.
Yo.
I think that's taken. And
got stuff and things coming up.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Hal are going to be making their money this year, I can tell you.
Congratulations, Travis T. You won tonight's giveaway, and thank you for watching. It's been a great
show. All right, let's go on to the second row. Our next person here is the proprietor of gun websites and gearwebsites.com, whom we'll mention later. Hashtag
hey, you know what? Friday. You know what they do on Fridays at gearwebsites.com, given?
They give away free things?
Yeah. You buy a patch, you get a patch.
That's what I've heard.
It's like a BOGO sale.
Every Friday. Yeah, at gearwebsites.com. But let's bring on the guy who gives us all this wonderful stuff, Mr. G Webs himself and his co-host, Bacon Bit.
Hey, thanks for the link. Thanks for hosting. Give the little dog a little piece of cheese right there.
Awesome. All right.
Looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, you betcha. Okay, next, this guy makes a trip every week or whenever he chooses to make it anyway. From the mountains of West Virginia, he is, or has been in the past, the host of This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media channel. Also, occasionally when they wrestle, he does Wrestling Unloaded on Wrestling Unloaded channel. He, of course, is the lovely Rich White.
Only my wife here, you call me lovely. She gets jealous.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Let's move on to this next guy. I'd tell you where he's from, but I honestly don't know. All I know is he is deep underground in an undisclosed location. I kind of sort of have an idea where it might be, but mum's the word. But he's subterranean. Let's put it that way. Let's welcome Pat in a bunker.
Well, thanks for having me on tonight, Gizzard. Looking forward to a good chat. Just got done with another one, so I'm kind of excited and wound up tonight. So I'm ready for topics. So
wound up. All right. Cool deal. And last but not least, so far anyways, my neighbor to the east over in the Show Me state of Missouri. He is the host of the Guns, Beer, and Therapy Saturday Night Podcast. And let's welcome aboard Hillbilly Up.
Hey, buddy. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. Looking forward to a fun night tonight.
You betcha. Okay, I need to go ahead and start the banner. Of course, this is Fowl Territory 247, so the hashtag for the giveaway is, of course, hashtag # FT247. Okay, so I believe, let's see, we got Jason Stewart out there in the audience. Welcome, Jason. Let's see, anybody else sneak in here that I didn't see earlier? I don't think so, but we got 20 people in here. A lot of people are out there. We got 4 entries in the giveaway so far, so we're going good. Guns and Barbecue out there in the audience, I see.
Are all 4 entries
Congratulations
him?
on your 6th season, buddy.
Oh, well, thank you. Just seems like we barely got started, and here we are. 6 years. Yeah, we started this full time in 1st of 2019 when
Well, Travis T said he feels lucky this year, so
he's lucky every year. So yeah, but all right. So get this comment off the screen. Let's see. I'm trying to come up with a topic that we could discuss this evening. Can anybody think of one?
Ooh.
Easy by that Southern Bel Air.
So yeah, I got this in my news feed. So yeah, Party on Wayne LaPierre announced his resignation as the NRA chief to take effect on the 31st of this month. So yeah, there's been several videos out on this. I don't know what it means. I don't know whether this is good news, bad news. It's change. God knows we've needed change for a long time now. So I can't imagine the next one being worse. But I want to hear everybody else's thoughts on this. So let's go to Obnoxious One. What do you think of this news turnabouts going on here?
Bye, Felicia.
Perfect.
So, do you think it'll be a gradual transition? Do you think we'll eventually see a better NRA? Do you think things will change? Or
No,
you don't think there'll be any change?
No, it's rotten to the core. You're talking a wholesale fire sale if you want it to improve, and that's not going to happen. Just somebody else is going to be doing extra grifting, and it's not going to be Wayne. I'm sure Wayne's got himself a nice golden parachute, and he's not going to be hurting for anything, but it's just going to move on to whoever else is in line.
So does that mean the next guy taking his place is going to have to get an all-new wardrobe, and they're going to have to raise more funds for these Armani suits and stuff like that for the new guy, gal, whoever it is?
he might even get a pay raise.
Is that possible?
Possibly.
Well, they already announced who it is, and it's somebody that works for Wayne. So I mean, nothing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they quote Roger Daltrey in the Who: "Meet the new boss, same as the old boss."
I think that might be a copyright strike. Anomaly
Who are
document.
you?
Anomaly Documentaries is out there. I want to say hello. Also, Warsaw the Patriot is out there. Chad Kelly is also out there in the chat. And Blind Guy Photography. I'm not sure how he got in here. But, and Ron Wayne. Ron Wayne is out there. All right. So, yeah. How about you, Snop?
I just want to let y'all know that January 31st will be the end of my YouTube career. I'm starting a new venture in life, and I'm got to go pick up my private jet on the 1st of February. But from now on, I'll be known as the executive vice president. That's all I'm saying.
Does that mean I have to join the NRA again?
I
don't want to pay for your jet.
I need somebody to. I got to get a new suit, which I'm not really the suit kind of guy. I'm just going to get some new. I may get some Ariat pants. You know, I can't never afford them. I got to buy the old Wranglers. But,
can you get Armani overalls, or do they make, pearl snap shirts?
Well, I'm just sure they buy all the retro rifle shirts.
Yeah, for enough money, I'm sure.
and a new bolo tie. It'll be all
Yeah,
set.
There you
I'm
go.
sure for enough money they'll custom do it. I mean,
And you got to have a nice cowboy hat for their NRAM next year because in Dallas,
You see, it's like this though. I don't have to buy that cheap bourbon whiskey with my pearl snap shirts anymore. I can get the good stuff.
There you go.
you
Attaboy.
have some
Who's
Bruno
Pat
Malley
Hager
rubber
song?
boots.
So Chad Kelly says Slimeball trying to get out of the lawsuit Monday. Still going to be same trash people running it. Don't get too excited, LOL. Be nice to see them change. Not much faith at this point, though.
I think that's how pretty much everyone's going to feel. Is that exact sentiment?
Now, Weston's got a good point. He says Snob's a big celeb and is recognized in public, so he'd fit right in at the NRA.
Weston's about to give away my little secret. I didn't tell you all part of that story, but
Oh, I heard about it. Somebody may have told me.
You could run for Congress too, buddy. That way you and Brandon could clean up the swamp.
Yeah.
Brandon
you find me in politics.
All right. Okay, so G-Webs, your thoughts on this?
I'm going to have the unpopular opinion, I guess, because I don't see that. I think that it is going to change. I think that we're going to see a difference, and I think that it's a membership organization, and there's going to be a bunch of people that watch it like a television show, and then there's a bunch of people that are going to do stuff with it, and those are the members. So I think we'll see a change, and I think it'll be fairly quickly because I think that most of the members understand the perception and the failures. But I don't know.
So this
I
may
hope you're right.
So this may be the crack in the door that might allow for. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be instantaneous. We all know that. But
Could be. How do we know it's not? So what? Who remembers the NRA in 1967? None of us, because we all remember it with this guy. But it was a different NRA before, and it evolved to where it is now with this guy. We're taking for granted the world we live in, that for 12, 15 years from 1994 until 2000 or whatever that time frame is, from 1995 to 2013, they pretty much left us alone. And people can ignore it all they want, but do you think it was an organization that was, making $1 million a year that got every politician removed from office in 1995? So you could say that it wasn't the NRA, but if you can show me documentation from 1995 that proves it was some other organization that did that, or that it was some other entity that existed back then that was large enough to have any influence on removing every politician from office in 1995, we ignore all kinds of stuff because people who want your $30 don't tell you about it. And I'm not here to petition for them. I don't care if you join or not, but I know that there's a lot of NRA members that, what do you think that $200 million, $200 to $500 million a year is doing? Like, people that want your $30 are going to suggest that it's only his suits, but it's a whole bunch of shooting ranges. It's a whole bunch of education. It's a whole bunch of hunting. It's a whole bunch of shooting competitions. It's a whole bunch of instruction and coordination. And those people have been frustrated at the way that it's turned into a media thing, and it's turned into, and again, there's people that are wanting to see it change direction, and it's a membership organization. And when this person who's been steering it one way and has tradition and whatever you want to call it, like blind followers on his side, when that person leaves, well, it's just pessimistic to consider it's doomed to only follow the same track. It's actually, it would be unique in the realm of everything in the world if it stayed on track. Name anything that stays the same after a significant change happens. So I don't see that it's even optimistic. I think it's just realistic to expect that the organization is going to change. And since it's just relatively few people, we all know that have been profiting off of the way that it's been and have insisted on keeping it the way it was, I could see it changing almost on a dime, like changing direction very quickly. But I'm not suggesting it is. I just think that it's a possibility.
Alrighty. That sounds good. How about you, Rich?
Well, as I already stated, his chief lieutenant's taking over, so I don't see anything changing. It's going to be Wayne LaPierre in a new suit. It's like people in San Francisco when Nancy Pelosi was saying that she's retiring at the end of her term this time. People are saying, oh, San Francisco's going to change. No, it's not. They're going to elect the same person, only with a different skin and whatnot on. But it's going to be the same politics as Nancy Pelosi had. You're going to see the same thing here. The person coming in, they're Wayne LaPierre's chief lieutenant. They were handpicked by LaPierre for the position. It's going to be business as usual.
All right. Pat, your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to go on the slightly more optimistic path, like G-Webs did. Hopefully, with change, hopefully more change comes with it. Hopefully, now that the door is open a little bit, hopefully the river comes in with it, which would be nice. I really do. I mean, Lord only knows what's going to happen. I can't predict the future or anything, but I really hope some good change comes from this. Now, whether it does or not, I don't know. But I really hope some board memberships change, especially the higher ups. I don't know if it's going to or not, but I really do. Hopefully it can get back to a more centered piece. That way we can actually have exactly what it was designed to, was to go out there and lobby for the Second Amendment. If we can get back to that, that would be great. So that's about all I got to say on it.
All righty. And last but not least, but before I let him speak, I would like to bring attention to the fact that today is somebody's birthday. I would like to say happy birthday to American Hillbilly Up. Happy birthday, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate all the happy
Hillbilly.
birthdays out there, and thank you, Gary, and everybody. Man, I appreciate that.
How long did it take you to claw your way out of the egg?
Yep, turned 25 today, so
Again?
How many times?
Oh boy. So my thought on this is well, ever since I can remember, even as a little kid, my dad and my grandpa both had NRA stickers on their gun cabinets and stuff, and and they were proud of it. And so I mean, it can go two ways. It can be party on, Wayne, let's keep let's keep going on what we're doing. And I really don't know really what to expect. I just hope that whatever it is, it turns to the better, to help support, the Second Amendment and everything. And so, I mean, I think that, that's the most we can hope for. And to try to make predictions, man, that's just beyond my pay grade. And so, maybe they'll change it from National Rifle Association to the National Rifle and Pistol Association, and quit hating on pistol shooters. So,
all right.
That's a joke.
I think there is one, though. I think there's somebody came along and laid one down like that. At least it sounds familiar.
So I haven't seen her out there in the chat tonight, but also want to do a shout out to Misty Mrs. Wayne, whose also birthday is today. I saw Ron out there earlier. So happy birthday, Misty, wherever you are. Want to say hello to Mystic Guns out there in the chat. Also, Ozzy Osbourne is out there. So We got 29 people out there in the show. Uh, lots of different opinions. Well, mostly everybody is cynical as to whether there'll be any change about this. And, given the struggles that we've went through over the last few years with trying to push for this and that and not getting anywhere, it's easy to understand why people kind of given up hope of any change. But to me, it's the best chance we've had in a while. So maybe try to be a little bit optimistic. There's Misty out there. You're welcome. Happy birthday. Ron said, I just hollered at her. Well, I hope you're nice. All right. So, Agorizer is also out there. Hey, Cluckers, and happy birthday, Hillbilly. So, I also see Woods just jumped in. All right. So, yeah, there we go. Wayne is gone. Now, what's the name of the new guy? Anybody? I saw
Bill,
some.
Fred, George, Joe.
Jim Bob. Let's see.
He's
I
got
read
some
it.
weird last name that's hard to pronounce.
I read it earlier. This particular article is wanting me to pay for it. I can't believe Fox News is making me pay to read their news article.
Breitbart had an article on it too that didn't have to pay for. That's what I read earlier was on there.
New president. Okay. The group cited health reasons for LaPierre's resignation, saying his longtime communications chief, Andrew, how the heck do you pronounce that? Aru Lanendam or something like that. Andrew Aru Lanendam would replace him as CEO and executive vice president on an interim basis. So evidently, maybe they'll elect a new person at the meetings coming up this summer. I see Triggerfish 45 is in the audience. All right. So it will be interesting to see what happens going forward. For sure. So let's take a look here. Let's see if there's any other stories out here that we can take a look at. Oh, let's get the ad off here first. Okay. So on bearingarms.com, which we're looking at now, we've got 5 different top Second Amendment stories, one of which we've discussed, but civil disobedience in Illinois as gun owners defy registration mandate. We have a growing number of California law enforcement say they won't enforce new carry restrictions. Of course, Wayne LaPierre retiring as NRA CEO and executive vice president. ISP won't pursue charges for unregistered guns. And Chicago robbers are targeting these rolling gun-free zones. Okay. Obnoxious one. Pick a story for us.
Let's go with the civil disobedience.
Oh, let's hear about
From Illinois.
Illinois.
There's like 3 of them from Illinois on there.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, Illinois gun owners found in possession of unregistered.
I asked you not to post pictures of me while we're doing it.
Oh. Illinois gun owners found in possession of unregistered assault weapons and large capacity magazines could now face criminal charges, but that hasn't stopped many gun owners from engaging in civil disobedience, especially with many sheriffs and some states' attorneys saying they have no plans on arresting or prosecuting otherwise lawful citizens. While most gun owners acting in defiance of the law aren't advertising their refusal to comply, there are some who aren't afraid of poking the bear. Darren Bailey, a former legislator, 2022 Republican candidate for governor, and current congressional candidate, has repeatedly dared Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois State Police to come and arrest him this week for keeping a hold of his so-called assault weapons and large capacity magazines without registering them with the ISP. There's a picture of him right there. Wow. All right, all kinds of social media posts out there. Yeah, pretty much daring him. Hey, it goes on to say that Bailey's civil disobedience has had no shortage of detractors, both online and in print. One common theme is that lawmakers shouldn't be lawbreakers, no matter what law might be in question. I don't know about that.
If it's an unjust law, you're obligated to break it.
Okay, so there's a response from Dana McKenzie. So you are running for Congress and telling your constituents that you get to pick and choose which laws you want to follow? That isn't how this works, not how any of this works. Isn't that cute?
That is literally how our country works.
So do you think Dana was just as incensed and outraged when 17 Democratic members of Congress were arrested for blocking the streets near the Supreme Court after it overturned Roe v. Wade? Yeah, me neither. What about the late civil rights activist John Lewis, who was arrested 40 times between 1960 and 1966 for protesting or willfully disobeying Jim Crow laws that were in place across the South? Does Dana believe that should have disqualified him from serving in Congress for more than 30 years? I highly doubt it. That was good trouble, you see. Lewis and other activists were willing to risk arrest to advance the cause of justice, liberty, and civil rights, whereas Bailey is, well, doing the same thing for the same reasons. But for folks like Dana, the right to keep and bear arms isn't a real right, so Bailey's acts aren't good trouble at all. Bloomington, Illinois Pentagraph columnist Brandon Moore, meanwhile, tried to minimize the civil disobedience being practiced by gun owners like Bailey in his most recent column, comparing his refusal to register his now banned guns to driving over the speed limit. And quoting him here, disagreeing with it doesn't mean it isn't the law, kind of like a speed limit. You can still get a ticket if caught going 40 mile an hour in a 30 mile an hour zone, even if you disagree with the set limit. Except the potential consequences for violating the weapons ban, of course, are much more serious than a speeding ticket. Choosing to defy Illinois' latest gun control law is much closer to the acts of Lewis and other civil rights activists than it is to someone with a lead foot, even if Bailey's act of civil disobedience comes with less risk than Lewis's actions in the 1960s. I don't think the sheriff in Clay County, Illinois wants to enforce the gun and magazine ban any more than Bailey wants to obey it. So there's a much different dynamic at play than Lewis challenging, say, the chief of police in Nashville, Tennessee, to arrest him for sitting at a lunch counter meant for white customers only. But while the risk might not be as great, I'd say the goal is still the same: full recognition of our fundamental rights. In the Jim Crow South, the fight was about a portion of the population gaining access to all of the rights protected by the 14th Amendment, while today's struggle is about we the people having access to one specific right, but that doesn't make it any less of a civil rights issue. Will this civil disobedience have an impact in Illinois? That remains to be seen. But, oh hush, hold on, I gotta kill this. Okay, that remains to be seen, but U.S. District Judge Stephen McGlynn indicated that widespread noncompliance with the registration mandate would factor into any decision to grant an injunction after the mandate took effect. So far, no hearing on a renewed request for an injunction has been filed, but I suspect that McGlynn will have another opportunity to weigh in and grant gun owners the relief they're seeking in the very near future. All right. So what do you think about this? Thoughts on civil disobedience in Illinois?
Well, I think you got a coward judge sitting there. The judge actually has the power to strike that down, and he's going to wait to see if people abide by it, or is that what I'm gathering there? He's going to see how much civil disobedience there is, how much registration there is before he makes a decision on.
That's kind of what I'm hearing. Judging from what I've heard so far, there's not a whole lot of compliance with this stuff over there.
Well, let's just get. I'm not in Illinois, so I'm not privy to all of this. I haven't kept up with it because it absolutely went downhill after I left there. So I got out just in time.
Yeah, it wasn't great when you left.
No, but I mean, if it's anything like the stuff that the ATS pushed through, what's all the people that aren't on social media aren't watching this stuff and keeping track of this stuff? Do they even know that they need to register these?
Jason says Illinois loves to ban.
Yeah, well, like the
They
brace.
have FOID and they have a state level background check. So if that gets stored, then they have a registry. That means they can take about 5 minutes to double cross check databases, who's complied and who has yet to comply.
Absolutely true. So I see Chris from the 740 is out there in the audience. Also, Clint Taurus is out there. And we've just been joined by Gunpowder Beauty. So we've got 31 people out there in the audience. All right. Warsaw says it's not Illinois. Chicago loves to ban guns, not the Illinois populace.
It's not just
There's a pocket. Yeah, there's a pocket around the lake, and there's another pocket further south. But most of the rest of it is farmland and rural country and red.
Yeah, I was going to say Illinois is a big state, and by and large, yeah, most of the state's not that way.
Illinois looks like an arrowhead, which I believe is violent.
Okay, Chad Kelly's got to get to dinner in bed. All right, we'll see you, Chad. Thanks for stopping in. But it'll be interesting. Anybody else want to throw in on this? Snob, Rich, Pat,
No.
Hillbilly?
Go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say it's kind of similar to what happened in Massachusetts when they put in their own bump stock ban before the ATF and Trump went and put one in on them on a national level. They had a program where you had to turn in your bump stocks, and I think they said they had 200 people out of an estimated 50 to 60,000 people that owned them in the state of Massachusetts.
You mean they don't have all those back yet? Interesting. What was you going to say, Pat?
Oh, I was going to say, I've been keeping up with the Washington gun law podcast, and he kept up on the numbers pretty damn close, and only, 2,900 some items had been checked in between ammo, silencers, guns, and stuff like that. So they're literally sitting at, and I watched this deal today, 99.9% of anything that was thought to be illegal at the time of the ban being instituted was not checked in. So
this is in Washington, you say, correct?
Well, it was Washington gun law that was reporting on all this.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Okay.
Yeah, he was keeping up with all the numbers and everything on this, and what he could get from the state, and reporting the numbers and everything. 99.9% of the people had not complied.
Amazing.
That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, imagine that.
Hillbilly, how about you?
Yeah, one thing that I'm wondering, a lot of our law enforcement, whatever the case might be, are, 2A supporters and stuff like that. Do love to shoot guns, also. So I'm wondering how many of them, has, a gun at home or a magazine, that they have not turned in, and so, I can see where, people from the law enforcement, especially, really don't want this law to be here. Probably, I think maybe, it might be mixed. I might be totally wrong with this, Yeah.
I'd say Illinois law enforcement probably has enough to do, by and large.
Yeah, I'm talking about like their personal guns at home, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And yes, they are. I'm sure they're quite busy at other stuff.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. But what do I know? Much like Obi, I don't live in Illinois either. So,
Most of the time, when you see a law passed like this, generally law enforcement's excluded from it anyway. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that's the case here.
all right, let's see. Not a whole lot of talk about it out there in the chat. So, let's go.
In
Yeah.
2014, they did something similar in Connecticut, and no one complied. Well, when they say law enforcement's not included, it's typically, or I guess depends on case by case, but I think that often is talking about when they mean like on the clock, like the department itself. But that doesn't.
No, private. No, they're talking private ownership.
All
The
right,
law enforcement officers are excluded.
Doesn't always mean that, but even in Connecticut in 2014, when that was the case, where law enforcement were also meant to comply, essentially no one registered, and then they created an amnesty and just ignored the law essentially.
Yeah, because what is I can't remember which country it is, but if 75% of the people in that country do not comply with the new law that is set upon it, and dang it, I just listened to this podcast today, but it is rendered null and void if 75% of the people in that country do not comply.
Interesting.
And I wish I could remember the. Dang it! It's that's gonna kill me the rest of the night. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
That'd be nice if that was true here, because we wouldn't have to pay taxes anymore.
There you go.
Right. As far as statutory laws, as far as gun laws and everything, it's a very gun friendly community, and it's not Sweden. It's dang it. I'm just gonna shut up.
Okay, real quick, I want to say hello to Bending Ballistics out there in the chat. Also, Mr. Knives has made an appearance out there, so I want to give you the chocolate. Welcome aboard. Okay, Hillbilly, he was wanting to add something here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I would myself personally be way more concerned about a federal law than I would a state, for the most part. And I don't think the turn-in numbers are really big on the bump stocks or the arm braces, and that was a federal, situation. So that's about it.
All right.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the number of people that own arm braces is going to be much higher than own bump stocks. That's for sure.
Also, Captain Codebook is out there. Welcome aboard. 33 people out in the audience. And so, I am going to
Do it now.
do it now. Since today is his birthday, I'm going to let Hillbilly pick the next story to read.
Oh man, thank you. I kind of
Pretty
like
much covered the first one and the third one. So
yeah, I was gonna say I kind of like to hear about what's going on out there in California.
California. Are they allowed to do anything in California? Let's see.
I don't know.
All right. So, it's day 5 of California's latest experiment in infringing on the rights of lawful gun owners. And while the gun-free zones imposed by SB 2 that make it impossible for concealed carry holders to actually bear arms in a vast majority of publicly accessible places can be enforced for the time being, According to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, a growing number of sheriffs and district attorneys say they have no plans to do so, or at least not in a way that violates the rights of their constituents. The first cracks in the wall that Gavin Newsom and his fellow Democrats have erected around the right to carry appeared on Wednesday afternoon when Sutter County Sheriff Brandon Barnes and Sutter County District Attorney Jennifer Dupre released a joint statement that encouraged citizens to obey the law while vowing to use their discretionary power to not criminalize constitutionally protected behavior. And I'm going to quote here. As a sheriff's office, we use discretionary decision making in our investigations and act in accordance with the spirit of the intended law. As a district attorney's office, we evaluate cases based on the totality of the circumstances and the ability to seek successful prosecution based on the evidence presented to us. The Sutter County Sheriff's Office and the Sutter County District Attorney's Office will work collaboratively to evaluate circumstances on a case-by-case basis and do what is in the best interest of justice and our community. We have no interest in criminalizing constitutionally protected behavior. We took an oath to uphold our Constitution and will work to protect the rights of our citizens. This issue is far from being resolved, and we are hopeful the courts will rule in favor of our Constitution. We will continue to keep our community involved on this important issue. Now, that same day, Tulare County Sheriff Mike Boudreaux, who's also the head of the California State Sheriff's Association, released a statement declaring that his office will not be out actively looking for lawful CCW permit holders who might be violating Senate Bill 2, adding that the agency has much more pressing issues to tackle and does not have the time nor the resources to invest in a law where the specifics seem to change on a daily basis. And quoting here, I continue to strongly support the Second Amendment and the rights of those in Tulare County who choose to lawfully carry a gun. Our CCW permit holders are statistically law-abiding citizens, how about that, who are rarely involved in crimes involving guns. I will continue to make sure the men and women of the Tulare County Sheriff's Office are focused on going after violent criminals instead of our law-abiding citizens. Damn, I like that. I encourage everyone to carefully pay attention to what is going on with this legislation, as there will likely be changes and updates in the days and weeks ahead. If you are applying for a new CCW permit or looking to renew a current CCW permit, please be patient with our staff. They are doing their very best during these trying times and are focused on ensuring that your CCW gets issued or renewed as soon as possible. Also, be aware that very few, if any, instructors are certified to teach the new CCW classes that are required under California SB 2, as the California Department of Justice has been slow to start the application process for CCW instructors. The California State Sheriff's Association, of which I am the president of, has voiced concerns with these regulations. Specifically, how they would reduce the number of acceptable training and certification entries that can be used to certify CCW instructors and ignore or disregard the economic impact of that change. On Thursday, Yuba County Sheriff Wendell Anderson and Yuba County District Attorney Clint Curry released a joint statement of their own, calling SB 2 repugnant to the United States Constitution and reassuring their constituents that until the legal challenges to SB 2 have been definitively settled by the courts, we will exercise our common sense and discretion to ensure the law is not enforced in a way that would violate the rights of our citizens. And quoting here, we acknowledge that gun violence is a major problem in our state and nation. We are reminded again today of the problem as we pray for and mourn with the community of Perry, Iowa. As the chief law enforcement officers of our community, we are beyond frustrated with our state's misdirected focus on depriving law-abiding citizens of their legal right to possess and carry firearms, rather than depriving violent criminals of their freedom. Statistics show over and over again that law-abiding CCW holders are not the people committing gun violence. If the politicians who make the law truly want to address the problem, they need to bring back accountability for people who actually use firearms to commit crimes and address the mental health epidemic in our country. SB 2 does nothing to address those who commit violent crimes and nothing to address the mental health issues that drive mass murders. Instead, it is aimed solely at hindering the ability of our law abiding citizens to protect themselves from violent criminals and mass murders. SB 2 will not prevent a single act of gun violence. We pray that our legislature and governor will stop playing firearm politics and focus on policy situations that will actually save lives. In closing, if you own a local business and want to support law-abiding CCW holders' right to self-defense, please post the appropriate sign, which is displayed on the Yuba County website under the CCW permit page. We'll be talking with attorney Costas Moros, who is heavily involved in the litigation against SB2 on Monday's Bearing Arms Cam & Company, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are more statements from other sheriffs and prosecutors to discuss by then. This is a very welcome development. It doesn't, however, change the fact that, as of right now, California concealed carry holders run the risk of committing a crime every time they try to lawfully bear arms in the state, thanks to the sheer number and variety of sensitive places where concealed carry has been banned under SB 2. I'm glad to see a growing number of law enforcement officials say they'll use their discretion when it comes to enforcing SB 2. But until the courts do their duty and declare the new law to be a gross violation of the Second Amendment, the rights of their constituents and everyone else in California will continue to be infringed and tread upon. Wow. A lot said in that article. All right, so thoughts on this? Anybody? Nobody.
I mean, I'm just glad to see him like fighting back somewhat.
Yeah, I had been saying something, but I was muted the whole time without realizing. But go to the last part of that where they say about the courts doing their job, they already did in decisions like Heller, Bruin, and a couple others in that time frame as well. They did this in spite of what the courts have said.
Right. Kind of like what a lot of other courts have said. And I mean, the article pretty much hit it nail right on the head. Not much to say on it, really.
I think you've got officials who realize that the government is running amok in the state of California, and they don't want to have any part in this. They're standing up for the people in this case. So I'm all for that. Anybody else got thoughts on this?
Well, I wonder how many people in California has moved to, Texas, Colorado, and other states. So are they having a better chance now that certain people moved or populations moved? Or, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see statistics on that.
There's still an awful lot of people there, though.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But you have to remember even when I was a teenager and stuff, California was a very strong Republican state.
Yeah, it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed.
People said they would never be taken over by the left, and it did. It was so strong Republican.
Man, there were some great statements in there from those people saying, they're going after the wrong people. Why don't they start cracking down on the criminals and start enforcing the laws instead of going after citizens that are just trying to defend themselves? They're absolutely right.
Yes.
And they're punishing the wrong people here, and they're not going to accomplish a thing doing that, except it's popular. It's politics. It's pure politics. Speaking of California, let's all get ready to say hello to Mario Mosen in 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Mario.
That's the only guy in the side chat that has his own intro.
That's right. I don't call out too many people in that detail, but Mario gets it. That's for sure.
Mario is a cool guy. I agree with you. I don't understand it. I mean, there's just not. I guess there's just not enough common sense out there anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
Not in
it's
California.
2024. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
not in
2024.
California government. Let's put it that way. How
Yeah,
about that?
right. And politics.
I don't want to
And
slight the great people of the state of California. I mean, 99% of those people, well, I don't know about that. Maybe that's a little high, but a good portion of
yeah,
them
that's a little high.
yeah. I mean,
Well, because it's just like it's just like any other place. You get out of the towns or the cities and everything, and you get into the more rural parts where the more common, I guess, more common folk like what we are or anybody
yeah.
else, and it's weird. It's weird how that works. Once you group too many people in in too tight of a group, everything goes to hell. But once you kind of get people spread out a little bit, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. This isn't everybody. I'm not saying that. But
So
it seems like the more spread out of the people you get, or I don't know, it's a weird combination. I'll put it that way for damn sure.
I want to say a quick hi to Nutty357 out there. We are up to 34 people out there in the chat. So,
Real quick, Jason says, leave guns alone, go enforce some immigration and drug laws. Yeah, that ain't going to happen in California. They're the state that allows illegals to vote in their local elections, for crying out loud.
as opposed to Chicago, where they allow dead people to vote. But
Oh, Chicago forces dead people to vote.
Nice, Rich. But it's the truth.
And strangely enough, they all vote the same way.
Uh-huh.
Why
You
that
live your life
is.
as a Democrat, live your life as a Republican, you die and you become a Democrat instantly.
How about that?
Okay, funny story on the voting deal. My grandpa's been dead for about 20 years, and about 4 years later, and he was a diehard Republican. He actually got hijacked, and he voted Democrat 4 years later after he was dead. So
Why
we
did
had
he
to
do
go
that?
back in. Well, I'm not really sure, but apparently somebody got a hold of some information, and I know how he used to speak, so that would be totally against the grain what he would have done. So, yeah. So,
Mario makes a good point out there too.
Okay, which one?
His county is red.
Yeah, I highlighted that earlier. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and that's going to be a lot of counties in California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that population is densely concentrated in 3 or 4 population centers. Most of California is not blue as far as land area, but
No, most of it's the corridor along the coast between LA and San Francisco.
right.
That's where most of your blue area is.
Yep. And thank God that's why we have the electoral college. So,
I think
if we didn't have that and they tried to vote that out, then we'd all be goners.
some of our government needs to go to electoral college. Maybe they could get some education there, don't you think?
Electric College 101.
Sorry, you know what I meant. Sorry, I was trying to run through it too fast.
I see some Mr. Knives out there. Look at that.
I managed to grab some snapshots of Mr. Knives last year. Some of the best of Mr. Knives action.
He's grown
He's taking care of business.
every day. You betcha.
He's almost the size of Godzilla.
TMS is out there in the audience, and Michael Dunn is out there. So, yeah, we've got a good-sized gang out there. All right, so I want to take some time here to remind everybody that Gear Websites is your source for every Second Matters gun channels gear, ammo ID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items. And every Friday, and today is Friday, by the way, just to remind you, every Friday is Free Patch Friday. So buy cool stuff at gearwebsites.com. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to what G-Webs has to say.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
All right, so make sure and go out and get you some cool stuff at gearwebsites.com. You'll be really glad you did if you do that.
Thanks for posting that or doing the plug each week. Anybody that wants to grab something, help me get the SHOT Show, grab something over at the store. Handfuls and handfuls of SHOT Show patches from last year. I mean, I have a ton of them, so let's just say we'll triple up SHOT Show patches from last year. Any orders come in, triple the patches, free patches.
Wow. There's you some.
Thanks for that.
There's you some real incentive to get out there. But you know what else will give you incentive? Music. To me, music it soothes the soul, but it inspires.
I like my women like I like my chicken with a little bit of fat on the ends. Not too much, not too little, just enough.
You said music, not your singing, snob.
Oh.
I had
Trying to
something.
bring the awkward up in here.
I had something more like this in mind.
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4'2" but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of ex-wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, who loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here.
And now,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's the time of the show you've all been waiting for. You know, the time of the show every one of you are tuned in for. You've stuck around through all the boring stuff to get to the greatest part of the show. The part of the show everyone joins for. The part of the show where we give you stuff and things. That's right. You know, we're going to give you all the stuff and all the things and screw obnoxious one because we're going to use his line too. We might even just give it to you. Tonight, a random viewer or Travis T, one of the two, probably Travis T, is going to win a cool swag pack. But that's not all, folks. Gizzard likes you so well, and this is such a wonderful new year, he's going to give you a $10 Chick-fil-A e-gift card. That's right. He's going to email it to you. So you don't even have to wait on your mail to come to have Chick-fil-A. You can have Chick-fil-A tomorrow. You can't have Chick-fil-A Sunday. Sorry, folks. That's just off limits. And I don't know if he'll actually get it emailed out tomorrow. But, you know, hey, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, you can have it Monday, Tuesday, whatever day you get it. He's that kind of guy. So, Gizzard, what else do you have for him other than a gift card tonight? Do you have any cool stuff and things, maybe?
Do it now.
that's a possibility. And yeah, sometimes it does take me a day or two to realize, oh crap, I never sent out the Chick-fil-A. So I apologize for that for anybody who's had to wait several days. It's
He
like,
sends it out every Sunday morning, folks. That way you can't use it that day.
all right, so let's take a look at the things I'm going to give away today. We're going to start with the Gizzard Gary channel sticker.
Now, is that stuff or is that things there?
Well, it's real thin, so I don't think it's really stuffed. I'd say it's things. Anybody agree or disagree?
It could be
Son of a
hand stuff
It
and
could.
things.
Or
It's as big as your head.
stuff or things.
I'm not going to use those terms because I don't like paying legal expenses. So how about that? And I
Or wages.
that's true. All
Fun
right.
fact, that's why he doesn't speed 1 mile an hour over the speed limit because he doesn't like paying legal expenses.
That's not true. We also have the Fowl Territory thumbnail sticker. And let's see.
I've rode with you. I can assure you it's true.
You haven't rode with me lately, Skippy. But anyway, my stickers are a little bit out of whack. But whatever.
Yeah, like we believe that you got older and drive faster.
How about something from Excess Sights?
That actually is fast.
They are the fastest sights in any light. They're not slow.
What about
No.
Tatooine, where you've got two suns? Would they still be the fastest sights in that light?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, they wouldn't make a promise like that and not deliver now, would they? They are from Texas. Come on, man.
Oh, Lord. Here we go with the Texas dog.
All right. So, how about a sticker? I found a couple of these. I thought they were all gone, but we do have a couple left. The 2023 SHOT Show sticker from Palmetto State Armory. After all, I can't get 2024 ones for another couple weeks. So, couple days. Yeah. That's
what
not gonna
happens
work.
if you still got some of those left over when you get the 2024 ones? Are you gonna?
It's going to be a
throw 'em away?
2-for-1 special.
It might be a 2-for-1 special. All right. So we also have the Indianapolis NRA 2023 from Palmetto State Armory. Boy, them people.
Does it feel like to anyone else that this show is just a PSA advertisement every week?
Are you saying it's a PSA for PSA?
I think
Something like that.
I bet we're gonna see a Dipmas and a big old PSA sticker.
You mean
coming
this?
Yep.
That's a possibility. I don't have a Dipmas this week, but I do have.
Does he have a digger?
Don't have that either.
Dipmas or a digger?
I try to pick different stuff every once in a while.
Oh, we got Jackal tonight?
No Jackal, but we
Yeah,
do have
now, baby.
lock grips. How about lock grips? We like lock grips.
Yep, I'll be seeing my guys at Lock Grips in a couple weeks,
That's right.
so I can hassle him some more about some P226 grips.
Okay, and a sticker from RadicalFirearms.com. American made, Texas proud. See, there's that Texas again. Mercy.
How are they compared to the totally tubular firearms? Are they along the same lines, or the Radical firearms better?
I think Radical's better. But
Really? Because I mean, we're talking totally tubular, not just tubular, totally tubular.
you don't hear tubular too much anymore.
No, it's always because it's totally tubular.
Because it's not 1986 anymore.
That's true. John Brown Productions is out there, by the way. Hello.
Oh, he's totally tubular.
He is tubular. All right. So we have Let's Go Brandon from globalordnance.com, firearms and ammunition. All right.
I feel with the introduction of the tubular robotic industry that having something handcrafted to be totally tubular is less interesting than it used to be back in the days of handmade tubular items.
That's true.
It's a fair
I don't
point.
know that
I
we've
forgot about
ever.
that.
I don't know if I've ever given this sticker away before. This is from CZ USA Field Sports.
Nope. that's a new
Suzua,
one.
you mean?
Suzua. There you go.
Suzusa?
The owners of Cellular and Billet.
That's true. Here's
Cool.
one we haven't seen in a long time on the show. Trailblazer Firearms. Imagination, integrity, innovation.
Mixed Viv.
We'll probably see Aaron in a few days, too.
I'm sure we will. Here's some other people we'll see in a few days. Live Free Armory. True American Manufacturing. Here's some other people we'll see in a couple of weeks. Civivi.com. Makers of fine cutlery. You betcha. All right, and we have a couple stickers courtesy of DM Foss. We have the Donut Pseudo, the way of the hole. Everybody ought to have this sticker patch. I can't tell a sticker from a patch. How about
Patches actually have Velcro on the back of most of
that's
them.
true. But you can
And
put
they're
Velcro
a
on
little they're a little thicker than stickers.
That's true. These
And
are
if you get
fairly-
really good ones, they're a lot thicker than stickers. But
they should be anyway.
they
Pop
usually
a
don't have
Smurf
like
here.
a sticky back on them, which is why they call them stickers.
Oh,
sticky
that's
back
where
on 'em.
that name come
Mhm.
from. Now it
Some
all
people
makes
call them.
sense.
The kids call them slaps.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
haven't heard that one before.
the kids call them slaps.
I've
I
heard of
used to have
those
a slapper.
slap bracelets that you used to put on your wrist and stuff.
Nope,
Oh,
nope. The
oh
kids
no,
call
wait, that
sticker
was a slapper.
slaps.
That was a slammer. Sorry, I just totally off my game in '90s lingo here.
What'd you do with her?
I was gonna say
Oh,
that's
the
a guy you
slammer?
used to date in high school, wasn't
Well, that was the name of a strip club that I used to go to when I was younger.
it?
I'm
Wow.
not sure I'd go to a strip club named Slammers.
Not sure I would either. One
No, it's
more.
called the Slammer.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
pretty good.
One more sticker here. It is from U.S. Law Shield. It says, "Defend the second, plead the fifth." Good
Can I plead
advice.
the fifth first and then this pen?
Probably should.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably should. But wait, as they say, but wait, there's more.
You
Because
got a Gorn over there?
it is a Gorn over there. He'll be on the show later. There's two Gorns, actually. There's Big Gorn and Baby Gorn here.
Baby
And,
Yoda in the middle.
Baby
keeping 'em
Yoda in the
separated.
middle. Because he wouldn't just go away. He said, "You can put the Gorn here, but I'm staying." So it's like, well, that was his spot. So fair enough. Patches. Patches. We have patches here. First, we have a patch from Dead Air Silencers, courtesy of Stan of SS Pawn fame. And then we have a sticker from Gun Owners of America. And then we have a second sticker from Gun Owners of America. This one says, "Gun rights are women's rights, empowered to A." And
Gun
then
rights are everyone's rights.
That's
not
right.
Just women's.
That's right. That's true. And, well, it wouldn't be complete. Let's make it a grand slam for Palmetto State Armory. We're going to throw in a patch too.
How much is Palmetto State Armory paying you for this?
This show is sponsored by Palmetto State Armory, by the way. Couple other things. I mean, what foul territory would be complete without a coaster?
Just one?
No, a whole package of them. There's
Ooh.
7 in there.
Woohoo! The whole pack.
And these are
They don't
from
even give you a whole place setting.
these are from EAA.
They give you 7.
Well, they presume somebody's not going to have a drink, I guess. Probably the person serving the drinks isn't going to need a coaster. I don't know.
No, this is just set for 6 people, but one of the people at the table are TJ, so he has to have 2 coasters.
Well, that's probably true. Anyway, from EAA, the European American Armory. Good folks. All right, and a couple other things. I haven't
I
given
think
away.
it's cute that you think TJ is going to put his drink down.
Yeah, that's
true.
fair. Well, he's got to have the extra ones.
So,
I still think it's cute. You think he's going to set that down?
I haven't given away one of these in ages, but this is very old school. This is a penny that is pressed into the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum logo.
How
So
did
now
you
you're
get
just
the train?
defacing our currency.
How did you get the train to run through J.M. Davis? And
clearly you've never
Well,
been
the
to
tracks run
Claremore?
pretty
No,
close. to
he
there.
just went out of the parking lot and went out and hung out by the train track for a while.
There you go.
You don't have to hang out long in Claremore. There's like 30,000
No,
trains
you
through there
don't.
every 5
That's
minutes.
true.
You got to sit and
Okay.
wait on them.
And, of course, in honor, once again, of Gaston Glock, we're going to give away the Glock keychain.
Ooh, 9mm.
That's right. It's a Glock 17, or at least a reasonable facsimile of. And then, since SHOT Show's coming up, how about a box of matches that says, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Beretta Range Day, January the 15th, 2023. Yeah, you're going to get that too. And you're going to get a $10 Chick-fil-A e-gift card. So, how about that? Pretty good deal, huh?
All right, let's draw Travis's name. Come on, get it over with.
That
Just a dog.
that is a lot of stuff. That is a lot of good stuff.
It is a lot of good stuff. So let me let's get the giveaway tool up here. And I'm seeing we have 22 people in the giveaway. So
21 of them's Travis T.
probably. So when I get the command, we're going to hit the draw button, and off we go.
Good
Hit it, Travis T.
I missed it.
Yay!
I can help it.
Congratulations, Travis T. You're tonight's winner.
Can he do 5? Can he do it? No. Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord.
What could be worse than Travis T winning?
I'd rather have Travis T win it.
Congratulations,
You're
Ken.
gonna get those 2 minutes in Vegas.
Ghost says,
No,
Ghost, you jinxed
he's
it by saying no whammies, man.
Remember that time when that guy just ran for like 3 days on that game show?
Yeah.
And then I just ran, and I kept running.
I mean, I haven't won all year, but
This,
I want to draw again.
here we go. You might as well
First show
just
of the
say,
year.
I haven't bought a gun all year.
I
Just like
haven't.
everybody else is posting.
I haven't made a New Year's joke all year.
So are you saying draw again? Is that what I heard?
I mean, hold on. Let me think about
It's your
this.
call. It's your prize.
I know. I
man.
was thinking about just giving it. I'm not taking it, but I was just trying to decide if I was just going to give it to somebody who entered and didn't win, that
Travis
hadn't
T.
won in a while.
Oh,
That's a nice giveaway, though.
It is.
How about John
I just
Brown? When's the last time John Brown's won?
It's been a while. A long while.
Well, give it to John Brown. I was just looking through these entries, and I like John. I haven't seen John in a long time. He hadn't been around a whole lot lately, so.
So John Brown Productions. All right. So go ahead and give him the spiel then.
Awesome.
Congratulations, John Brown Productions. You're tonight's winner, chicken dinner. Send your email to winner@geezergary.com. That's right, winner@geezergary.com. Actually, not your email. You send your mailing address to winner@geezergary.com.
That's correct. I mean, I have an address from him, but I don't know if he's still there or not. So I would like him to send an update.
Yes, Weston. I only wanted the zipper pulls, but he was only going to give one anyways. He didn't even give that tonight, tightwad.
If I don't hear from him out in the chat, I'll send him an email. I'm pretty sure I still have.
Well,
his-
he entered, so I was just
You're
picking
about to
somebody
have-
who had entered the giveaway.
We're about
right.
to have handfuls and handfuls of handfuls of zipper pulls. They're convenience.
Speaking of zipper pulls, I'm just gonna, out of the goodness of my heart, throw in 3 zipper pulls and send along with this. How about that?
How come you don't ever put badge holders in there? Don't you go by like Geisley or anywhere and get badge holders?
I do have a few. Yeah.
This is one of the things that some of these shows will do is give out badge holders, and Geisley's one of the big ones lately.
I've got a handful of them. I mean, I keep all the ones that I've ever wore at shows, but the last 5 or 6 shows I've attended, I've wore the same badge holder.
Wait, are you flexing? Do you want to have a badge holder off? Are
We
we
don't have
badge
time
holder
for
in for
G-Web's
pink
badge
slips?
holder off.
We don't
Oh,
do
it's wearing the
it.
same Savior Equipment badge holder every
G-Webs
year.
has like 33,000 badge holders. I've seen his
Flex.
Oh, I'm
Flex.
sure he
Or at
does.
least
He's,
some of
flex.
it online.
Flex.
he's been to every NRAM since
I've only been
the
to
Truman
2 or 3,
presidency. So
2 NRAMs.
I have something I just noticed.
Hmm.
Snob, you put your hashtag over on my side. Did you ever put it in Gary's side of the chat too?
I just put it in I posted in the StreamYard, so it put it both places.
Oh, okay. I put it both. Okay, because I was like, hang on a minute. That didn't make sense. Okay.
So, Guns of Barbecue says, John Brown Productions equals JBP equals Joe Biden presidency. Coincidence? Ironic that the new NRA VP picked someone with JBP initials. Wow. There's John Brown Productions right there. All right.
Here he is. Congratulations, buddy.
Awesome. Congratulations, buddy. Now, last I knew, he's a fellow Kansan, so I could almost take it to him.
Right?
All right. So very cool.
It's not
You
like
could-
we're
Is it time-
different mics or anything.
Next
Do
time,
what?
like a tractor of hay is
Wow.
going towards them, you could just set it on there, right? And you could just
Mhm.
grab it off of there when it
I
gets.
recommend lighting one of those matches and putting it on there that way.
Mm-hmm. It'll get there faster.
You'll be able to see it a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you mouth about those mics? I delivered those mics last Saturday. I'll have
That's
you
what I
know
said. I
that.
said it's not like he's delivering mics or anything.
You simmer down. It was only 6 months in the making, but he got his mics.
Well, that's pretty speedy for snob package delivery.
You know what? He still got his mics before I got my hat from Sarge.
That's fair.
Well, I just want to remind everybody, I put in the side chat earlier, but I was searching on your websites because it is Free Patch Friday. And I found this really cool Wolverine patch that I do not have. So I bought it. And
Oh, you think you're gonna get free patches, but I don't think you will. I think he's gonna short you. He said nope, no free patches for Hillbilly this day.
No, but thanks. If you're collecting the Wolverines, I'll send you some of the different ones because whenever I'm playing, I'll usually sew off Wolverines so that I get a bunch of weird varieties and stuff.
See, I've got some fairly unique ones.
Ah, cool.
Hey, I got
Yeah.
something fun next week, Gizzard. We should do.
What's that?
We should find. We have all till next week. You just need to send out a reminder with your link. Let's show during Gorn. Have someone show their favorite patch. Out of all their patches, they have to pick their favorite. That's not their own.
Ooh,
It can't be their own,
Oh.
but send their favorite patch they own.
that's a good idea.
And they can send like 3 max, but we can have like your top 3. Just send them all in one photo together.
Like a patch version of Gorn. What would you call a patch version of Gorn?
I couldn't come up with anything.
Okay. All you have to do is change one letter, and there we are. We're right back to square one.
that's a really cool idea. Did Mystic come up with that?
That's
No,
funny.
she won't star in those with me.
Okay.
I see
So
M,
show us your blank.
M.
Wow.
Gabriel's out there.
Apparently, Moo's listening. He's just not participating. He's sending me
I
awful
see.
text.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Moo, come on board. Here we go.
maybe I've heard rumors of people visiting from, shall we say, other planets and stuff like that. Maybe they might change his mind. And I think they sent a message earlier today, so not sure I can understand it, but I'm gonna play it for you. Maybe. If I hit the right button, I will. There we go. And it goes.
Come on,
silent.
Snob.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Yes.
My bad. I was in my own little world over here looking through my patches.
This is where you say things.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's that time of the night. It's your second favorite part of the show. That's right. Part number 2, the deuce. The best part of the show. Or the worst part of the show. Or whatever you want to call it part of the show. But it's time for Show Us Your Guns.
Guns.
Guns,
Corn,
guns, knives,
Triggers.
porn,
Things.
means.
thingies.
All right, Gizzard, you're officially cut off.
It's my show.
He must have had that second beer. Good Lord.
Yeah, this is what happens when I drink a beer before the show. I mean,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. We like exciting dairy.
I don't know how exciting it is, but hey, we'll do what we can do. All right. So, let's see. First, if we actually have something that was sent I'm gonna go ahead and show you this now. This was sent last. Guess this was sent New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It was supposed to have been shown on that show, but I didn't see the email. So this is from Hillbilly. Actually, there's several. So
There's several hillbillies.
there's several.
Yeah.
Hillbillies.
Oh Lord,
Well, we
I
were,
can't handle the
we
one
were
we got.
talking about vehicles, though.
Huh?
We were talking about vehicles, so you don't have to show those, buddy, if you don't.
Let's show at least one. Is that yours?
Ooh.
It was my uncle's 55 Chevy.
55.
Yeah. 28-inch wide tires in the back.
I mean,
Nice.
we show vehicles all the time on here. So.
Was that like daily driving or just like on the weekends having fun? In
It actually was legal, but I
Agro.
mean, it had big stall converter. It was, race. It was set up.
Oh,
for
that's a
race.
racing car. Okay.
Yeah. But you don't find very many of them that you can actually that drive legally with the blinkers and everything still working. So
So apparently he must have stocked up on blinker fluid then if they're still working.
Oh,
Mhm.
He did. Absolutely.
It's hard to find.
I've been using blinker gel as a replacement. It's not as good, but it still works.
It's not as good, no.
Does it blink a little slower with it?
A little bit
Yeah.
slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least when it's
I
cold,
hand-
I'm sure.
I hand did all the
Ooh.
names on this and all the pinstriping and flames.
I've seen that one before, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's just pretty cool.
That is beautiful.
Is that street legal too?
Yeah. Yep. It had license plate on the back of it there.
Oh, yeah.
Small block Chevy in it.
It had a bored out 454 in it. Now, this was one of my race cars, dirt track.
Are you sure, Hillbilly? That one had the two center pipes right side by side. That had to have been a small block.
It was old big oval port, big block, oval ports. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It
That's
may have
right.
a small block in it. We put a big block in it. If
Yeah.
it didn't have that at that time, I apologize.
Okay, because that was the two center lines
Yeah.
were right side by side each other. That had to have been a small block. It wasn't a big block.
Apologize. I forgot.
You're
Sorry.
forgiven.
I'm a gear guy, just like you.
I would have never known that about you.
Well, we were talking about square
Oh, but
bodies
K5.
last week, and so
Oh yeah,
Nice.
look at that one.
What's that one in the
That one
background
on-
behind the Hummer?
that one on the far left, that's a 87. That's my daily driver.
80.
Oh, throttle body injected still?
No, that one has carburetor on it,
Yeah.
but I have the throttle body to go on it.
I love 87s.
What year is that?
What's that thing on the
85,
right?
86?
On the right, that is a 87 K5 Blazer.
Whatever that is with
Damn it.
normal size 4-wheel drive wheels, and that's what we had in the Army before there was Humvees. Those things
Yeah.
in Army green.
Yeah.
You just get in there and push a button and it runs.
Aren't they all 6.2 diesels?
Oh, in the center,
Oh, I don't remember.
I think they were.
but that Blazer
Yeah,
has, I think, 37.
62 non-turbo.
I think everything was diesel. The gas stations just had diesel pumps, I think.
Yeah,
They were just terribly no power, those 6.2s. At least the trucks I've driven were.
The
Yeah.
ones that we had no power, but I don't know if they had governors in them so that we wouldn't be reckless. Or
No,
what.
that's just how terrible the 6.2 was, non-turbo. They
Yeah,
had torque, just
62
no,
suck.
no power.
Yeah, you could just put your foot to the floor all day long and it wouldn't overheat. It wouldn't overpower or nothing.
yeah, that's just me in front of that one of the race cars. Now that's actually a different race car than what you've seen before. And we seem to tow them out pretty much every year. So, but I go back with the same paint scheme, and I hand did all the flames on them and everything. But
You were so many years ahead of your time with the with the petition for recreational marijuana on your shirt like that.
That's true.
yeah,
Um,
no, actually, Snap
what
On
year-
gave me that shirt.
What year Camaro and what were you running underneath the hood and trans?
That would have been 76
Like-
up somewhere in there. I mean, I forget exactly what year those were. They're pretty much the same thing, body style and stuff. On that, we had a 428 or 429 cubic inch small block. It was aftermarket, block and everything. About 15 grand just in the engine.
So you go around on the weekends and race people and make money, or just make bragging rights?
No, these
Circle
was
track.
dirt track circle, and so they each race paid money. If you was getting lucked out and winning or good enough to win.
Do you enough to pay for the car, or like enough to make money?
No, it never was enough to pay for a car. I don't care which class you was in, but like $350, for first place.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
right there's my 77 Camaro I still have. The picture's just kind of old. The car wasn't scratched up, but the picture, kind of was. But that right there is Memphis, Super Chevy show in Memphis. I actually won People's Choice that year.
Nice.
Fun fact: if you went to that show today, they'd steal the spinners off your wheels, or probably all your whole wheels, and just come out of the blocks.
Yeah.
I've always dug center lines. They're pretty cool.
That was my very first car, and I still own
That's
it.
beautiful. Love it.
So
That's
Ozzy
just
wants to know: did you ever race against any of the Wallace boys?
I did not. My dad and uncle and them did. Yeah, we raced against Rusty quite a bit and stuff.
Really? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
And not only that, also Mark Martin too. He raced with us back the same time.
Yep. That would have been 78, 79 when he was still running on dirt when your dad was probably still running with him. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool.
So we've got this from
Oh.
Obnoxious One.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Is there a story behind this?
Actually, yeah, they came out. That was their 2020 edition, one of their special editions. And as you can see, it's got the biohazard symbol on it. Got your plague doctor on there. All thanks to little virus we've all come to know and love.
Oh yeah.
But it's not orange.
Mm-mm.
And who made this?
Is this legal?
Spartan Blades.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he was disappointed in their choice of colors for it.
Yes. Very.
G-Webs brings up a good question. Is it legal for Obi to send in a picture of a knife that isn't orange?
I hope so.
It's like rubbing a cat the wrong way. You can do it.
That's
But-
part of the compensation. Is he can disobey.
He
certain
overcompensates
rules.
all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm talking about something totally
That's-
different.
This is true.
So he's poking the orange bear by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I couldn't afford, I don't have budget for actual monetary compensation, so I give him a little bit of latitude with rules and stuff like that. So,
I give him a little bit of longitude with rules, but
well, we're gonna do that next year, I think. Okay, so here's a Benchmade. Looks like a 495,
Mm-hmm.
which is
the Vector. And there are actually two models of that Vector. The other one is a
Is this Victor's Vector?
yes. No, it's a Benchmade Vector.
that's close.
Mm-hmm. It's a spring assisted flipper.
almost
Wow,
bought
that's
the Freak last week.
Did you?
I almost did.
The Super Freak?
No, it wasn't.
It's
Super
Super
Freak. It was just
Freak.
a Freak. It wasn't a mini Freak either. It was the actual Freak.
Well, with your big meat hooks for hands, you don't need any mini knives. So
I've misplaced my mini Barrage now. Actually, Braden did. I gotta find it.
I still have mine. All right, so that's number 2. So let's go in here and find the next one. Aha! And this 2 is a Benchmade. So let's take a look at it.
Is a Benchmade Torrent.
Torrent. All right. New or
like
used?
a parent?
That was used, and it's actually a gold class knife.
Oh, wow.
Somebody had used. So I was able to pick that one up fairly economically.
I don't own a gold class. Somebody tried to talk me into buying one once.
Mm-hmm.
You should have.
I should have. In
Yep.
retrospect, I wished I had now. I wonder if he still has that.
Not at the price he had it at.
I'll bet. I still remember that knife. All right, let's see. What is next? Ah, this is not a knife. This is something else entirely. This is an M&P.
Boom.
Look at it.
That looks so good.
It does.
I like that.
It's just screaming, take me out and shoot me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet you oblige it every chance you get, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm really
Well, obviously not. It has no holes in it.
Well, he's got like 200 guns, so he can't shoot the same gun every day, obviously.
I really like to have that for my carry gun.
Or
Or
you
not
can get
that
one.
one like it, I guess I should say.
Obnoxious is just really thankful Gizzard knows the count of his guns because Obnoxious doesn't know, but it's nice to have Gizzard. So somebody keeps track of it for you.
Well, you
Gizzard,
keep the spreadsheet.
every time I put a new picture up, Gizzard marks it in the spreadsheet.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least. He goes ahead and sends it into the ATF too, so they got a good registry of you.
I'm not sending anything to the ATF, trust me. I don't want their attention. All right, so here's another one. A little bit different this time.
It's a Janik.
And this, I believe, is made with pride and honor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When are you going to buy the steel frame version of that?
Never.
The SFX Rival. I love
honestly
the
wouldn't
color
mind having.
combinations.
I honestly wouldn't mind having the steel frame version of that, but I'm kind of.
There's a lot of people that don't think very highly of it.
Oh yeah.
I see it in the mechanic group all the time. It has a lot of issues, kind of like the MC9.
Mm.
But who knows if it's true?
As a friend of mine once told me, some people will gripe if you hang them with a new rope.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They have a gold roof on their house and bitch because it was leaking.
That's right. All right, and I think there's one more in that collage. So, love it when I use artistic terms like collage. They sound all French.
It wasn't really just a collage; it was more of a series of pictures. So you use
Here's the last in the series.
Mm-hmm. It's McCracken.
Why's that light so far forward? Why didn't you change the plate it so it fit correctly?
Because I like it there.
Yeah, if Sarge was on here, he'd
Yeah,
have fit
Sarge's
about
eyes
that
are
light
so cheap.
placement.
Because you want to know why? Because changing the plate on the Surefires is a complete pain in the rear end.
I don't know. I never changed mine. I just leave mine on one gun, so it's always the same.
Yeah, you've got to unscrew it on both sides at the top there. Take that off, then change the plate.
Are you upsetting Gizzard?
No, you're not upsetting me at
He's
all.
breathing hard like you're upsetting him. Obnoxious.
I'm just excited. I do that when I get excited. Let's see. Looky here. Somebody's got a head start on this, don't they? I got to rotate this because it got sent to me sideways. All right. So let's put this on the screen. I guess we're going to start this early. So.
Yeah, I was just giving an example.
There's an example.
That's my 3 favorite patches that I have.
I can't show my favorite patch. No, literally I can't because it'll get somebody in trouble. But that's all right. I'm a better friend to him than you are, I guess.
I believe I know what you're talking about, and I do. I wished I had that Tic Tac one there. That was pretty cool.
You don't have one of those?
I don't have one.
I'll see if I got another one.
I only got one of those, but that was like, I don't know.
I've seen, I think at 3 different places they had those, didn't they? You guys got them at an NRA or something? There was one at Shot. And
I got that at Shot.
Yeah, we got that at Shot.
Yeah.
I mean, they had another one. They had them again at Shot. And I was like, oh, these again? And it was like, that's a big patch to carry around. Unless they changed them, or they're not different the 2 years, were they?
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right.
That's a big patch, though. That's a lot of rubber.
Seeing Ozzy has a request out there.
He says, since I'm in Illinois, if anyone asks, for the record, I don't own any of the scary black rifles that are banned.
We know that the only things you have are in leather holsters.
That's true. Nothing scary could ever be in a leather holster. Come on, man.
No.
Those are for friendly guns. All right, so let's go take a look at the Instagrams real quick. All right, so let's look. Let's see. 3 days ago from DM Foss, we have an Every Second Matters here.
Conversations about the Second Amendment. Some people will make videos and social media posts. Some will wear clothing that say Second Matters. Some really report empty holsters. Through those conversations, and hopefully help people understand why their Second Amendment rights are so important. And the more people that value those rights, the more protected they are. Because if there aren't enough people who care about that right, it can disappear in just a moment.
Ooh.
Every second matters.
That was magic, man.
It's the second of the month.
That was pretty cool.
Magic man.
He's a magic man. He's got magic hands. That's true.
I just still ain't figured out how that one time he got that ball to bounce off the ground, roll back up in his hand. I'm still trying to figure
that was just pure magic right there, too.
Backspin.
Okay, so this from Obnoxious One and Gideon Optics. This is exactly what I was hoping for with the P320 and P365 platforms. This is a P365 system from Shallow Tech that is approximately 1,094% modular. Your FCU can become literally anything. Big stuff coming and some slightly smaller stuff because it's modular. Very cool.
Yeah, that's modular thing from Shallow Tech. No, this is cool. We saw these guys at TriggerCon, and it's exactly what I was hoping for when the P320 and the P365 came out, where you got the FCU, because that is actually what 1, 2, 3 different pieces for the grip module / frame. You can change out that trigger guard to a bunch of different options that they have. You've got the grip modules that they have different sizes. This is the 17 round one, and they sent a 12 round one to me as well. So you could take this apart, and I could turn it into a 12 rounder. You can put a different trigger guard on it. You got different FCU housing, so you can have any length you want. This is the longest one that they have. But that's kind of what I was hoping. There's a lot of people that started putting out, the metal frames for the P365 and the P320, but these guys actually went all in on the modular with it.
Yeah, I'm interested. Definitely interested. That's a smart looking.
Those are really cool too, and they shoot really good too. The one that Trigger Crowd did anyways.
Awesome.
Even comfortable for my big old paws. I'm kind of disappointed he has failed to return
How about
my
for
call.
tiny little hands like me? They got anything for me?
Well, yeah, you could get the 12-round grip on it.
Sweet. I have to check that out. Will they be at shot?
No, they're not going to be a shot.
Oh, okay. Might have to wait till TriggerCon again. Okay. Well, cool. Something to look forward to.
Justin's asking about the black comp on what on the M&P.
While he's asking about that, looks like G-Webs is sharing a screen here. Rather interesting. Wow.
I took some pictures of my El Camino. So here's the first one.
That's nice.
This
wow.
One time I was hauling ass through the desert. Another time I was hauling ass through the desert. And then this one time I was jumping a gorge in the desert. And that was
your El Camino looks a lot like a Camaro.
Yeah, but it's technically an El Camino because there's a slope on the back there. Racing a horse one time.
Looks really a lot like a spell to me.
I want to know how that dog got up that high or grew that big, but
it's just perspective. It's camera angle. Look, you can't tell that's an El Camino. Come on, that's El Camino.
I'll take
funny looking El Camino.
I will take your word for it.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay.
Guess what I just found?
Your virginity.
Not my knife that you shamed me for.
Where was it?
It was sitting on my file cabinet right where Braden said it. You see, this is what a Benchmade's meant for.
What, dropping it on your desk?
No.
Throwing it down on your keyboard?
If you look right here, there's probably hammer marks in it. I beat on it with a hammer all the time. Do everything in the world with it. Look at all the crap in it. It's just nasty. It's a good knife. You can do
That's a
anything
working knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It ain't made to look pretty.
That's a working knife. Well, there's something to be said about that. I mean, you definitely got your money's worth out of that thing. It's done some work.
I told you all that day I bought it. I was buying it as a work knife.
Well,
I mean, I was going to leave it looking pretty.
I mean, at first I was going to shame you for scratching the blade all up, but you know what? I'm proud of you. That knife done what it was
Use your
made
shit.
to do. That's right. Knife did what it was made. It was
I
born to do that.
I ain't taking my Mini Crooked River to work, but
well, yeah.
Apparently, I shouldn't have taken my Microtech anywhere.
You probably shouldn't
meant
have.
to do work.
It probably got carried off by ants because it still had apple cake in it.
Probably.
Well, let's go ahead and go through our last segment of the show. I want to remind everybody before we do that following this program will be the weekly 2A wrap-up that will be on the gun websites and, I believe, the Daily Gun Show channels. So, anyway, check that out as soon as this show is over with. So, this is the What Did You Learn segment, and while we do this, we go through the panel. We each ask panelists what did they learn and what they have coming up. It's their chance to plug their channel, whatever they got coming up, and we always start with my co-host, Obnoxious One. So, what did you learn?
I learned that even as big as those bear paws that Snob's got at the ends of his arms are, he still can't hold on to a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do you have coming up, sir?
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. The true.
If you're a channel member, you've already seen the stuff and things that are up for next week.
I'm a channel member, and I still haven't seen it.
Okay, if you're a channel member, you've had the opportunity to see what is coming up for next week. Just a quick overview on that. We'll do a little bit more when we get back from SHOT. But
yes, I can't wait to see the stuff. I always check your stuff out as soon as it pops up in my feed.
Why do you waste your time? Don't you have something better to do?
I really don't. No. I don't
He
work.
doesn't.
See. All right. Well, thank you for being here as always. Let's go on to the gun snob. What did you learn?
I learned Gizzard can't really count straight, and it totally screwed up and made the awkward segment even more awkward with their telling Mario, "Hey."
Okay. Alrighty. So, what do you got coming up?
I don't know. Some stuff, some things. I actually recorded like 8 videos last weekend, and I haven't edited a one.
Oh no.
So I'll probably get those edited this weekend and
Hopefully.
uploaded. Probably.
So nothing.
Yeah,
Absolutely
pretty much.
zero.
Pretty much.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for being here. Let's go on to G-Webs. What did you learn?
I guess I'll go with that things can change when we got the NRA changing and other stuff going on. Going back to that.
All right. And we know you have a show coming up after this one. Do you want to promote it and anything else you got coming up?
Thanks. Yeah. So thanks for the plugs each week for the store. And thanks to Hillbilly for grabbing something. We'll do the show after this where we look back at the week. If anybody wants to join us for that. And then I'll also take a second to promote on Saturdays. Brooke Cheney does her suicide prevention Saturday, attempting to normalize the conversation about mental health awareness, suicide prevention, of course. And she does an awesome effort on that. So sometimes 20 minutes, usually half an hour at the most. Usually right before Hillbilly up. So try checking that out. Get more comfortable talking about this stuff so that the people that want to, use violence against gun ownership have a tougher time because we're, we can get better at having these conversations. So thanks again for the, 8 seasons, Gizzard, and thanks for hosting. Thanks for the invite.
Something like that. All right. Thank you for being here. Rich White, what did you learn?
Well, I learned in the pre-chat that if you don't laugh afterwards, Gary doesn't understand sarcasm.
I've heard that.
He does, but you've got a lull.
Yeah, you got to put a lull in there.
That's true. So what do you have coming up, Rich? Anything?
Well, I can't make any guarantees because of the snowstorm we got coming through here tomorrow. If we still have power, there will be an episode of This Week Unloaded on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Come on,
the
ice.
Unloaded
Come on,
Media
ice.
channel.
Oh,
A combination of snow and ice. But
I'm hoping for ice.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Let's go on to Pat in a bunker. What did you learn?
I learned that G-Webs has still some of the best deals around, especially on Friday, on Free Patch Fridays. So go over and go see his stuff and go over see all these gentlemen's YouTube channels. Everybody's got a lot of good stuff out there, and I will promote a couple things here, none of my own. Decoding Firearms with John Petrolino. A good breakdown on basics of handguns. Very easy to read. If you're getting started, this is a great book to have. I've talked to the guy lots of times, and another place I'd like to plug is Mead Ammunition. They are in my backyard, and they produce really good ammunition. So
they just put it together and then just run it over to the house for you?
Yeah, they do.
Backyard? Okay.
Yeah, they just run it
You
like
assume
crazy.
the bunker isn't under.
Oh, so you think they just drop it down then?
That would be sweet.
Yeah, he's got a dumbwaiter that just lower the ammunition right down to him.
Somebody in the factory is like, wait a minute, we don't have a broom, do we? How come there's never ammo on the floor?
That's true.
Exactly. There you go. You all three of you hit it right on the head.
He's doing a public service, man.
But anyway, thanks for having me on, Gizzard, and thanks to everybody on the panel tonight. Good conversation tonight. We rib, we joke, but at the same time, we're all promoting the 2A. So Stay safe. Carry your weapon.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And last but not least, the birthday boy himself, Hillbilly Up. What did you learn?
Oh man, I learned that almost twice on here. The first time we got to see Snob get a hole in his nose, I thought we were going to get to see him get a hole in his leg. But thank goodness, I'm happy for you, buddy. That knife did not go straight down, so hit the desk instead. So, I also learned that a lot of states are fighting back for the 2A community and their Second Amendment rights. So that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, and might be possible change coming with the NRA, hopefully in a good way. So appreciate you so much for having me on here, buddy. And
I feel like that happy with sarcasm.
And so what I got coming? Go ahead.
Lol. There, I just made it so Gizzard knew it was sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
Was that sarcasm, Gizzard? I can't tell. You didn't put a
Go
lol
ahead,
after
Hillbilly.
it.
Yeah,
It may or may not have been. Let's put it that way.
George stepped on him.
That's true. All righty. Whoa, speaking of George, there he is.
There's
Goodness
George.
sakes. All right, he's here
Yeah.
just in time to tell you that thanks for watching the show tonight. Whether you watched on YouTube, Facebook, or X, formerly known as Twitter, we appreciate you being out there. Or maybe you're watching out there on replay, or perhaps you're listening to the audio podcast. In any way, shape, or form you're taking in the show, appreciate you being there. I want to say thanks to everybody for the comments out in the text chat. I also want to thank my panelists for, once again, an excellent show. And a special shout out to my channel members on youtube.com for their support. It is very much appreciated. We will do this again next week on Friday, January the 12th, I believe it will be. Fowl Territory 248, 9 p.m. Central. Look forward to seeing y'all then. And a reminder, don't forget about the weekly 2A wrap-up after this show, but also don't forget this. If anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, give them the bird. This is Gizzard Gary. Love you guys out there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. And now my panelists get one last chance to say goodbye before we hit the credits. So here goes.
Lol.
I can't stand you guys out there.
See ya.
Stay safe. Carry your weapon.
Can they carry more than one weapon?
I don't know. That's gaffer up though.
5, 10, 12, whatever
I'll
they
see
got.
you on the range.
Good night, everybody.
Now we